It's a morning. It's a morning. I apologize. I disconnected myself after having so many issues trying to connect, but I wanted to show this piece of furniture. Just importing this in really quickly. I wanted you to see. Oh, you know what I forgot? I didn't import the right one. So let me show you, okay? We're going to be using some of the product that I used today. So I'm going to show you this. This is a piece of furniture that I showed on my, and I can't blow it up, on my page. Y'all, the silver, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the silver was actually made with a ray stencil. And I made it look like diamond plate. The kid wanted a tool chest look. So those two pieces of furniture, um, I made them look like tool chests. They had bars on the side. They had the tool chest handles, and he wanted diamond plating. So that was really a lot of fun. One of those things that I pulled out of the hat. And so anyway, I wanted to show that to you because that was so much fun. I will be creating a tutorial for that. I'm excited about that one because there's a lot that I'm going to be sharing in that video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Again, I'm Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs. I am a DIY paint retailer in Western Kentucky, Madisonville, Kentucky, about 2 hours from Nashville, Tennessee. And um, I apologize. I wasn't here for the last 2 weeks. I had things come up. So I'm excited to just play because I did that furniture and I like to play in between and do creative things. So we're going to be creating um, a wall art. So this is an IOD wood blank. This is the last one I have in this size. I probably need to get some more, but I do have some kits that I have available on my website. I did a live on Friday on my Facebook page, and they're old IOD retired transfers, the holiday ones, some inlays, and some of them are on tags, some of them are on wood blanks, not the IOD, just different ones. And they all come with DIY paint in there. So if you're interested in that, you can go on. I'm going to share the link again on my Facebook page. I'm going to go ahead and try to angle this down. I could not connect my other phone, so I'm going to see how this works. And I apologize that it's going to be upside down because, again, I'm just having to make this work. All right. So what I'm going to do is, this is just, like I said, wood blank, and I'm going to use vintage linen for my first coat. And I'm going to use just a regular brush. I'm going to dip it in some water. And see what we have here. This is nice and thick, so I wanted the extra water. So let me know what you guys are doing. Hey, Callie, I'm here now. It stopped playing. Yeah, I'm having technical issues this morning. I could not connect my other camera, so we're just doing whatever we can do to get this on here because, you know, not today, Satan, right? We're not going to let that get us down or agitated. It is frustrating, though, when it doesn't work and I can't figure it out. And I've been talking to the company, the software that I use, and they're like, this doesn't happen to anyone else. Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. So anyway, and then the second time, well, it was my error because I wanted to hide. Oh my goodness, the phone's ringing. It always rings when I'm on live. Otherwise, it doesn't really ring. Ignore that, okay? I apologize. So I was talking about the kids that I have, and then I forget the answering machine is so loud. I don't know who that was, but it sounded like a legit. Usually it's spam. That sounded like a legit call. All right, so I have kits available with DIY paint and retired IOD holiday transfers and inlay. They were my personal collection. I just never did anything with it. Oh my word. It's like anything and everything to try to distract me today and get me off. Like, I hate the sound of a ringing phone. Like, when people have their phone on ring loud in public places, like, it's just so aggravating to me. I hate it. Why would he call back again? It's the same person that just called and left a message. Like, it's not that urgent. I don't even know who he is. But yeah, I always have my phone on silent. Let me know. Do you guys do that, or do you have your phone on really loud? Like if my husband has his phone on really loud, it just I don't know why it just aggravates me. I cannot stand the sound of a ringing phone. And I grew up, where we didn't have. Well, when I was a teenager, we had call waiting and you know the long cord, so you had to have a phone. Hey, Kathy from Michigan. I mailed your stuff yesterday, by the way. Your the stuff that you bought from the live sale. So you should be getting that any day. Um, so yeah, I appreciate your support for sure. And Callie, you guys are amazing. So we're just gonna have fun today. I finished that piece like I was saying at the top, and it was a lot of fun. Well, at the end, like once I got it done. The process wasn't fun for me. I really struggled with it. And I hesitated, I procrastinated. It just wasn't my thing. And I talk about that in my video that I'm going to put out. Like sometimes it's just so hard to get with it and to get behind somebody else's vision for something. You still haven't paid? Yeah. I will just get with me later because I didn't know if you wanted everything or not, or what you wanted to do. And I'll get it all together. If you want to do it today, I can get it all together and get it mailed UPS after I close the store. I really prefer UPS. USPS here is not the greatest, and I don't always get mail, and sometimes they lose my stuff. And so I prefer UPS, but we can get that taken care of today. All right, so this is what we're doing. So I just put a coat of vintage linen. My friend designed this napkin, okay? And I wanted to use it. Let me see. Okay, I need to go this way. And it's a feather, and it says, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. And it's pink with like golden stuff, which, I love. It's my favorite. So I have the feathers mold. I have one of Mary LaFay's stencils, and I want to create a mixed media piece. So it's going to be texture and layer, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So what I need to do first is, and with a napkin, it's not as important, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because if you're watching for the first time and you've never decoupaged with napkins, it's super, super easy. I'm using a water pen. You could just dip a little brush in water and do the same exact thing. This just makes it a little bit faster for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here. I'm going to squeeze this and I'm going to draw a line with water. Can you see that, right? And then I'm just going to tear it up. With a napkin, it's so much easier to decoupage with because it melts into your piece. Oopsie. Okay. And I'm not worried about that because I will be able to fix that. Maybe. Here's what not to do. Don't tear your napkin everywhere. I see I'd already torn it here. So we're going to just be careful and we're going to just decoupage it. It's okay. It'll work out. It'll work out. The only thing with napkins is you do have to be careful. And you know what I didn't do is I did not bring plastic. So I like to use plastic to lay it down. So we're going to see. I may not have to. What I might do is do it the other way. So sometimes I will apply my decoupage medium first, and then put my piece of tissue just like I would with decoupage papers. But I think today what I'm going to do is I don't have the total. I messaged you the total yesterday, but I'll do it again. No problems. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to decoupage it on top. Okay, so I want to see if that is a good placement, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Mary LaFay stencil, and we're going to create texture. So I'm moving my napkin, and I need it to be in the right spot because of my text. So I'm going to just hover this. We're just going to make that work. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this first because we're going to use that stencil, like I said, with texture. So I'm going to use liquid patina. It's my favorite. Ugh, I should have done this. I did the dark and decrepit. Oh, here we go. But I forgot to do the decoupage medium. All right, it's my favorite decoupage medium. I'm just going to use a little brush here. And I'm wetting it. I wet my brush because it helps to apply the medium evenly. Because same thing with the top coat. I always wet my brush. Okay. I'm going to dip this in here, and my hands are wet, but I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to work like this. See how I'm doing that? I'm just holding it down, and I'm applying pressure with the brush, and I'm going to try to get this together. I'm going to be really careful and kind of move it. Okay, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now I'm going to work this way. Because the tissue paper is so thin, you can do this. If it was regular decoupage papers, you can't. You have to apply the decoupage medium first. See, I did better with the Y. And there we go. And then you put your paper on top. And see, it really doesn't matter if I have texture, because this is a textural piece. So it doesn't have to lay flat. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want it to be perfect, you can actually get tissue paper pretty perfect but you have to be careful because it's so thin. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up and get this dry. The paper's always going to be wet and wrinkly, and then it stretches out usually, but because of the method that I used, and sometimes I actually get it pretty straight, but I often try to get wrinkles and I can't get them, but I actually did, and so I like that. You can use a saran wrap or something plastic to smooth it out and lay it down, but you want to do it when you put your medium first, and you can do that really well, and then apply your tissue. So I'm just going to turn this around because, again, I apologize that I'm upside down today. There we go. Okay, so this is what we have. So now I'm going to put this brush that had decoupage medium in my water cup, and I'm going to put this here so that it doesn't fall. All right, so now I want to take my stencil. Maybe I need to put this here. Try not to spill. So I want to take my stencil, and it's great because I can see through. So I painted this white because I want my colors to pop. I want it to look really good, and I want it to be vibrant. If you want to dull it down, you can do a darker color. So I'm looking at the stencil. All right, I think that's going to work. I think I want, yes, that's good. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm putting my stencil where I can utilize it all around. So this stencil is really cool because it has a lot of different elements on there. And I think I'm going to go like that. I'm just trying to get it somewhat straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. I wish this was just a little bit smaller or the board was a little bit bigger because I'm going to miss the top and the bottom. And so I thought about moving it up. But here's the thing. If I move it up, I don't get to do my stenciling around the paper. And I actually want to stencil on the paper a little bit. It's not going to hit the bottom, but it's going to hit the top. And I kind of wanted to do that. So I'm going to use Posh Chalk Flexible Paste. Y'all, this is what I used to make my raised stencil in that piece that I just showed you. If you just came on, let me show you. This is the piece I'm talking about. I actually made that look like diamond plate. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I use this stuff. So it dries really fast, like really fast. You can get a really smooth texture. So I'm just going to use it with a palette knife, and I'm just going to get this all over. And once it's dry, I'm going to put it back on, and I'm going to paint it. I thought about taking some of my, what do you call them? The pigment powders and mixing it in. I've never done that, so I thought, oh, that would be cool to color it. These come in awesome colors. So this is the flexible paste. It's in white. I also have like metallic pastes in different colors, and there's a rose gold color that I absolutely love. Now, I am not covering this 100%. And that's because I'm going to put this right over and I'm going to stencil over it. And I want there to be dimension. If you want this to be perfect, just go ahead and apply it perfectly over. When I first started using this, I thought the flexible paste just adds drama. This is the Posh Chalk Flexible Paste. It's on my website. It is so much fun. I absolutely love this. So what makes this different than any other medium? And I'm going to show, like you'll see when I did the diamond plate video. I'm going to try to do, I actually had other videos I was going to do, but I think I'm going to move that one forward and go ahead and release it because the things that you can do with this is just incredible. So they have the metallic paste, and I've used those. And the metallic pastes are so awesome. There's different colors, and you can water it down, and you can get like shimmers, but then you can make it really textural. And I'm going to show you here. So in the beginning, I did not realize that this flexible paste had the same amazing quality. So I'm just going to get the excess that I don't want, like the other metallic paste. And when I did realize that by accident, I'm going to show you what I did. I was blown away, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. Best thing ever. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Okay, let me clean this. This is not something that you want to put down your drain. Any textural thing that hardens, you don't want to put in your sink. So I've got a lot of it hardened on here. I need to scrape it off because this is literally what I used, this little palette knife. And so I'm just going to lift this up, and I like to usually wipe this off on something. So let me just do that very, very quickly. I usually use a paper bag or like packing paper, and then you can use it. Whatever comes off your stencil is really, really cool because then you have a raised stencil for another project. So that's usually what I do. But this stuff hardens so fast. That's why I just need just a minute to go ahead and wipe this off. I didn't get to do that on my diamond plate one, and so there's like hardened stuff everywhere. And it was such a big template and it was a 16 by 16, and I needed to work fast. You see that? You see how it left that on there? Oopsie. So I'm going to wipe that off as well because I don't want this on my glass. I use this for paper crafting. I'm going to just clean off the back really quickly. I always clean my stencils with baby wipes. It does well. And the reason I needed to clean it off is because I'm about to use it again. And I need it to be dry and clean. All right, perfection. Okay, friends, get ready to be amazed. Okay? Are you ready? Let me know you're ready. Say yes, I'm ready. Watch. Okay, you ready? Yes? I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna try to angle it because it's cord. So this gives you texture. It's raised. It gives you texture. But watch what happens when I dry it. Just gonna take a second because it's really wet. And it's raining here. A cat said yes, good, thank you. It's raining here, and it's just moist. The air's moist. So what's really cool is that you can have, when you use a palette knife in general, you're gonna have highs and lows unless you do it very, very even and you take your time. I like to have those highs and lows, and I like to have just amazing texture. Okay, here we go. It's drying. I don't think you can see it. I can see it. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. I'm gonna do half of it. Let me sit here and do this other half. I need to work kind of fast. I found that I didn't have to work as fast when I did those 16 by 16. I really wasn't sure if this was gonna work because I was doing 4 drawers, and I needed to get it done fast. And some of it started drying. As long as it's not hard, rock hard, this will work. You can do this. You can create this wonderful technique. And again, I did not cover this completely because I'm going to go ahead and get some paint on here and we're going to paint it out. I'm going to seal it first though, because I want to create some dimension with Dark and Decrepit, and I want to, woo, that was a good one. Hold on. I promise you're going to be amazed. Can you use this on, no, I don't think so. I don't think so because it's pretty thick, and if you don't get that stencil cleaned out very well, you will ruin it, and you can't, you can't put it in your sink. So this stuff is, wait till you see. Wait till you see what it does. I'm almost done. And it might not show up very well until I go ahead and paint it so that you can see the difference. Like, it is so amazing. This stuff is incredible. Incredible. So if you like texture, then you're going to like this. And when I finish, I'm going to show you the difference between what happens when I lay it thick and when I lay it thin. So you can create even more. Hi, Pat. Pat, yeah. I'm reading it kind of sideways, upside down. Good morning. So this takes a little bit longer because of the process of what's happening. And I know you can't see, but I promise I'm going to show you here in just a quick second. So when I did this on the drawers, I was like, this isn't gonna work. It's because once I paint it, because it's all gonna be one color, there's not enough dimension, I thought. Because I didn't apply thick layers of this, and some were higher than others, and so I thought, I don't know that I'm gonna get the effect that I want because I really need this to be textural. But guys, when I tell you this was so incredible and amazing, this is so hot. I don't want to, let me put it on my paint. It worked so well. It worked so well. Okay. Let me see. Let me hold it up. Okay. Now let's see if I can. I don't know why this is not staying. I may have to hold it. All right. When you apply heat to flexible paste, it puffs up. Can you see it? Can you see the dimension? Can you see? Okay. Can you see that? There are parts that are puffed up and there are parts that are not puffed up. That's where I didn't apply any product or I applied it very thinly. Can you see it? Okay. This is not staying. Oh my word. Very cool. Okay, so you can see. All right. So let me see right here. Wait, I don't know which way to go. Okay, this way. So you can see, and it's hard. It is hard. Okay, let me see this one. This one right here. Put my hand on it. Okay. So there we go. Part of this is flat. Part of this is puffed up. Here's another one that's that way. Okay, there we go. Okay, now you can see it. I just need to figure out how to show it the best. See how you can see the different dimensions and different layers, and this one and the one on the other side, they're puffed up because I applied it a lot thicker. Is that not amazing? So this is white and you can paint it whatever color or you can leave it like this. However you want to do it is fine. So with the other ones, they come with different colors. There's some beautiful, beautiful colors. There's a rose gold, like I said. There's green. There's blue. There's different golds. They're just amazing. I'm gonna take my decoupage medium. I'm gonna get my wet brush and love this. Thank you. Thank you. It is so much fun, Kathy. I mean, I love this stuff. Now, here's the downfall. It dries quick, right? So, guess what happens when you open up that jar? It dries quick. It dries out quick. So, but you can add water. That's what I love. So, when I've done several pieces. I did a piece in my home studio. I took like generic Michael's kind of office furniture, like you know, you know that stuff I'm talking about. It's cheap and whatever. I got a couple of pieces from Michael's myself, and then somebody had given me some Office Depot, and it was different colors. So I was like, I have to paint it white because all of my stuff is white at the house. And I painted it white, and then I decoupaged it, and I had just gotten all the metallic paste, and I'd gotten rose gold because that's my brand color, and I thought this is going to be so pretty, and I did it, and I did beautiful roses, really thick on it, and I puffed it up, and then I did another stencil that, had just like, it was very feminine and dainty coming down. And then I added some shimmer and added the water and let it just like drip down. Oh my word, it is so pretty. So there's so much that you can do with it. I have used it a lot on hardware. The black color called Black Carbon, I use that on hardware a lot. It sticks right to it. You don't have to seal it because it is, and it's hard and it's good to go. I'm sealing this because I want to create some dimension. I want the texture to pop out, and I want to use some Dark and Decrepit, and I don't want it to just get on there. I want to be able to have flexibility and movement and dimension and all of that stuff. So I'm just trying to dry this really well. And see, when you dry it, it kind of pops out a little bit more. I mean, when you seal it. Now I will say, I do not use, my client asked me, because she doubted me when I used Marquee. She wanted the red snap-on. So we have two reds in DIY paint. We have Marquee and we have Carnival Red. Carnival Red is very orange. Marquee is that blue blood red. And so when I looked, I picked the best one. Well, DIY paint dries a lot lighter, right? It dries a lot lighter, and so it fools you. Marquee especially, because it actually gets pink. It gets this weird color. Who is that? Let me see. Stephanie, been watching. Love what you've done so far. Been busy trying to get a possum out of our house. Oh my word, that's a chore. I hope that you can get that possum out. All right, wait. This light is creating a really strange darkness. All right, let me see. Is that better? Okay. I could not connect my other phone. I tried streaming twice and I had issues. This is still wet. I need this to dry. So I'm using my iPad just angled down because, the show must go on. A possum in your house. Oh my God. Last night I left here late and there was a dog and he was wagging his tail. He was like half pit bull. And he was this black little boy. He was wagging his tail. So cute and so sweet. He looked really young, very small. And he came in the store, and I was like, because he wouldn't let me out. He wouldn't let me out at all. And he'd been going up and down the street while we were recording our podcast last night. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to let that cool for a second. So we were recording the podcast and we saw these two dogs running up and down the street. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a pretty busy intersection. They're going to get hit. And then the second dog, I don't know where it went. And the little half pit bull was right here. And he was just wagging his tail. And I'm like, I have no food. I had cat food. So I went in my car, had some cat food in there, gave it to him. He didn't want it. And then he took off running. But he had come in the store and I thought, I'm never going to get this dog out. He's going to pee everywhere. Oh my gosh. But a possum, I can't even imagine. All right. So, all right. It's cooling down. It's still really, really hot right here because I just did it. So there's so much that you can do with this. But look at with the white. Can you see? There we go. You can see it turned like a creamy crinoline color, which is so funny because that's actually the color that I'm going to apply next. So I want to apply crinoline. I'm going to go ahead and use my white. I mean, seriously, look, it's crinoline. I did that with another piece. I was like, this looks like crinoline. I'm just going to use crinoline to touch it up. Something I had purchased. And sure enough, it was exactly crinoline. So I'm just going to do this first. And then what I want to do is I'm going to put the stencil back on it. And I'm going to hit it with some different shades. I really wish I had Petticoat Pink, and every time I forget to bring it. I have it at home. I just need to bring all of my paint here. But I've got to get a little display for myself in the back, my shelves, so that I can have all of my paint. And so I want to like kind of come up on it a little bit, and so it's not so white. Just add a little bit. And then I like to do this and then use my baby wipes to kind of even it out, distress it. So this is pretty much dry brushing. And I'm going to go really, really light strokes to get more in here. But I don't want to cover up my words, of course. But I just want to create a little bit of a blending going on. Okay, I'm going to hit this very quickly. This will dry fast because it's really thick and it's already half drying anyway. I just love creating mixed media pieces and just playing and having fun. I kind of need that in my life. That's what I love about the ATCs, because it does that on a smaller scale. But I love, okay, hold on. I need to get, I don't want any white. There might be a little bit of white here. Yeah. And see, because this hardens, I can press it down. Like, I mean, it hardens fast. Even if I didn't apply heat, I have a paint display that I did for the new Painterly paint that's supposed to be coming very soon. I think it, it's almost here into the States. So I created a piece and I used decoupage paper by my friend Carmen. She's a DIY paint retailer. And she made this decoupage paper that is so much fun and looks like samples of paint. And so I put that in these beautiful pinks and greens and blues and browns, beiges, and I put that on the sides. And then I did ray stenciling. So I was trying to, highlight different products and show all of that, and I did it. And so you can leave it. You don't have to heat it up. It will remain nice. And actually, I was going to seal this, but I think what I'm going to do, I think it's okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to line this up. There we go. I'm going to line this up as best as I can. All right. And then, like I said, I really wanted petticoat pink. But here's what we're going to do on the fly. We are going to, I don't know, I wanted to use Cowgirl Coral, but I think it's going to be too much. So let's go ahead and grab some Cowgirl Coral. I've got these spoons. Look, do you see that? Do you see how hard that is? This is a plastic spoon. I did the 8-ounce challenge using these spoons, and this was something else. But do you see how hard DIY paint gets? It is rock hard. Okay, I'm just going to use not even that much. It's really thick. It's super thick. I did not need that much. But here's what I'm going to do, y'all. I've got this yellow that was a Oops paint. And I'm going to put, oh, that's too much. I'm going to put this in here. It's about 50-50. It's about 50-50. And I'm going to blend these two together. And I'm going to see what we can get. I'm going to do it with the white. I may need some white. I was thinking I might need some white. Look at how, oh, look at that pretty color. Can you tell? It is a really pretty color. But it's really, really pretty. I think I want to add just a drop of white. Now I wish I wouldn't have used my brush. I love mixing color. Do you guys love mixing colors? I really do. I might make it too light now. I wanted a corally color, but I didn't want it as bright. Okay, so this is Cowgirl Coral. And then you might not be able to see. Oh wait, this is Can you see the difference? Let me know if you can see the difference. There is a big difference. I'm gonna have to do something else with this color because I've got a good bit here. This is pretty. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this brush. I'm gonna tap it out. And I'm gonna hold this. Do I have this? I think I have this pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit this. And so you want a drier brush. You definitely do not want to do this wet paint because it will slide up under there. And I want some of the crinoline to show through. And this is gonna be a layered piece, so I'm not trying to cover this all the way. I am going to add Dark and Decrepit, and I may not be able to do it on this live because I only have an hour, and I came on a few minutes late. You just want to make sure your stencil's down. Hold it down. I just had a lady come to the store the other day, and she didn't know how to stencil. And I'm like, man, if you could just learn how to stencil, like you would love it so much. It's so much fun. I've been looking at different stencils for some mixed media art that I'm planning to get, and I'm excited because I want to play. I took color and design in college and love learning how to mix colors. Oh, that's so awesome. I wish I would have. I wish I would have done all of that, but I did not. All right, so what we're going to do is once this dries, then I will have to seal it, and we're going to add darker colors and distress it some. So I think right away I'm going to go ahead and hold on a second. What do I have? Oh, I have this brownie color. This is another DIY paint color. I may just go ahead. It's really thick. It's thick. It's thick. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh, wait. Like it's gonna fall. There you go. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this. It looks like you know what, right? It dries different though. It dries different. I'm gonna do this on the outside because I'm gonna actually do this. I may do this on the actual board, but I want to see kind of what it looks like. I like doing darker colors on the outside. Petticoat Pink is the color I need to bring to the store, and Prairie Gray. They're my go-tos, and I keep forgetting to grab them. What are your go-to DIY paint colors? Let me know. Okay. All right, are you ready? All right. So, I need to go this way. Okay. We're not done. We are not done. I'm going to dry this. It's probably pretty much dry, but I'm going to dry it. Oh, I love the way these colors mix right here. This looks so cool. And these right here where hold on. I want to do that everywhere. I want to do it everywhere. And remember that I did not apply. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of water. Just because it was so dry. I don't want too much water. I just want, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this. And because we're doing a stencil, I mean, if I put too much, I can add more of the other color. Oh, this is what I was starting to say. I didn't put this everywhere. So like here, I need to go in more because it looks like I went off, but I didn't go off. It's just that I didn't hit that all the way. So I'm going to add a little bit more of that. Oh, those mix really pretty together. Oh, I may have found a really new combination I like. Okay, I'm just filling in. Y'all, that looks so pretty. Oopsie. I'm glad the water didn't spill. I need more of the... Are you a pouncer or are you a swirler? Let me know. You picked up the colors from the feathers perfectly. Almost. If I would have had petticoat pink, I really, really could have done a better job. But it's working. It's working. And I want this to be a little bit darker, but I want all the layers to show. I still see some crinoline. I think I want to add some more crinoline back in here. So let's do that. I'm going to wipe this. Oh, that was the cookie. Let me get a new one. That was the one that had the flexible paste on it. Swirler. You're a swirler, Carla? Hey, girl. How are you doing? I'm glad you hopped on. You're a swirler. I do both. I go back and forth. But look at how pretty that color that I just created. All right, I want some crinoline on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just dip my brush pretty good in here. Here we go. I'm going to offload, and I think it's a little bit off. Let me see. Because remember, we used the raised stencil. We have lots of layers. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right, so I want it to be a little bit lighter going in. But I'm going to dry brush on here on the outside. So I applied most of my color next to, sorry that this is shaking everything. Applied most of my color in the middle. I'm going to add just a little bit more here. I want this to be a little bit more intense. I think I want to do the same thing here, like in the center. This is a great way to play, and especially with stencils, because you don't have to, it doesn't have to be one color. It's so much fun to add multiple colors to it. So it definitely darkened it up, and I do like that. All right. And I've got some prairie gray, but it's like the bottom of the barrel prairie gray. If I would have had, what's that color? I mean, not the color. If I would have the paint frosting, that would be perfect. I'm going to go ahead. I have just enough. I want to darken up the edge. Because I want all eyes on the center. I want it to be darker on the outside. And then I'm immediately going to use my baby wipe. Do you remember the ragging technique in the 80s on the walls? I'm going to get that in there. And I'm going to seal this because we're going to add more of that when we use the dark and decrepit. So I like smearing it and adding a little bit of the ragging technique and then the swirling. Okay, that's it. I mean, that was I still have a lot for another little bit. Another little project. All right, let me dry this because I put a wet paint. That was Prairie Gray that I used. That was like I've been scraping that at the bottom of the barrel. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? What time is it? It's 11:58. I was gonna apply a feather. I'm gonna apply a feather on here because I want this to be very, very dimensional. Okay. You know what I just realized? This is how easy this is to fix. I'm going to grab some crinoline. And I went over just a little bit. So I'm just going to seal it up. Just cover it up. So that it's a little bit cleaner there. And that was just from the stencil. A little bit of bleeding that I don't want. So here's where I'm going to... I think what I'll do is I'll finish this Thursday on my business page, Lisa Boone Designs. Let me see if I can get this to stay. I don't know why. There we go. No, yeah. All right, I'll just squat. All right, so we use the Mary LaFay stencil. I can't remember if this is Nouveau or what. So this is the stencil we used. I used a napkin from my friend, and I am going to go ahead on Thursday. I'm going to go live. I'll let you know when. And we're going to use the IOD mold, the feathers and wings. And I wanted to, on top, so I'm going to show this. This is where we're at. And I wanted to put a feather, like an actual feather, like maybe here. Maybe I'll cover this here, like the actual feather, right? Wouldn't that be so cool? I love using the feathers. When I did a lot of angel wings, like big things that I was doing mixed media art, I would use I have angel wing stencils, and I would use different kinds of mediums to create that raised stenciling. A lot of times for the actual wings, I would use Durham's Putty Powder, and then I would apply these feathers over that, and it just come out so much fun. So we're gonna go ahead. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your kindness. I love that. Thank you so much. I think this is really fun, and I'm so glad I was able to get texture on the napkin. Like, it looks really, really cool. So I'll have to seal this and add dark and decrepit and the feathers. We're gonna paint them and put them on here, and then we'll call it a day. But it says again, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. I love that scripture, and so I thought it would be a great one to do for today. So, and then we'll probably darken up the edges. I a lot of times will like to do black, but I might do a different color on the sides. We'll play with that on Thursday and decide together, okay? All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an incredibly blessed day. Oh, Thursday's Thanksgiving. Yeah, forget about that stuff. All right, I'll I can't do it tomorrow because I'm at the other store on Wednesdays. That's why I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. I'm going to save this. I won't do it without you guys, okay? So if you want some of the kits, like I said, I have kits available on my website. They're not the IOD wood blanks, not these thick ones. They're a little bit thinner, but I've got the old holiday, retired, highly coveted IOD transfers and the inlays. A couple of them have inlays on it. The Noel, like a sleigh ride, different things. It's all holiday, winter, I should say winter. Some of it is Christmas stuff. I'm getting ready to make some mixed media with the Dewy Pond mushrooms and troll doors. You know, I love the doors, the hidden hollow, and the I think it's DuPont. The those are cool. I've used those and the mushrooms. so cool. I would like to see it, Stephanie. So send me a picture when you're done, okay? All right, guys, have an incredible